Let's be honest. A lot of us take supplements with this nagging thought in the back of our minds. Is this even safe to keep taking every day? You've got your vitamin D3 and K2 in the morning, maybe magnesium at night, and before you know it, your cabinet looks like a mini pharmacy. And even though these supplements are supposed to support your health, that little voice still pops up. Should I be taking a break from this? What if I'm overdoing it? In this video, we're going to settle that uneasiness by breaking down the long-term use of 3 of the most commonly used supplements: vitamin D3, magnesium, and vitamin K2. Using solid science and real studies, we'll explore what supplement cycling actually means, which ones may need a break and why, the real risks of daily long-term use, and how to build a supplement routine that's actually safe and effective. If you've ever looked at your supplement stack and wondered whether it's helping or quietly working against you, this one's for you. Before we start, please give it a like and consider subscribing. It really helps more people who need this information find it, and it supports the channel so we can keep making content like this. What is supplement cycling? Also known as pulsing, supplement cycling means taking a supplement for a set amount of time, then pausing it for a while before starting again. The idea is to avoid problems like building up a tolerance or causing hormonal imbalances. This approach is especially important for things like pre-workouts, testosterone boosters, and other substances that affect your body's internal chemistry. Why cycle supplements? 1. To prevent tolerance. When you use certain supplements continuously, your body can get used to them, reducing their impact. Cycling gives your system a break so the supplement stays effective when you come back to it. 2. To balance hormones. Some supplements influence hormone levels, especially testosterone boosters or sleep aids. Taking them non-stop can throw your hormones out of whack. Cycling helps your body stay in balance and avoid long-term disruptions. 3. To minimize side effects. If you've ever felt jittery from a stimulant or had your sleep thrown off by a supplement, you know what we mean. Taking regular breaks can reduce these unwanted effects and give your body a chance to reset. Should you cycle vitamin D3? Vitamin D3 isn't just a vitamin, it functions more like a hormone. Once activated, it plays a critical role in regulating immune function, maintaining strong bones, supporting cardiovascular health, stabilizing mood, and may even contribute to lowering the risk of certain cancers. But here's something most people don't realize. Vitamin D3 is fat-soluble, which means it gets stored in your body's fat tissue and liver. Unlike water-soluble vitamins that get flushed out quickly, vitamin D sticks around. You don't necessarily need to take it every single day, especially if you already have healthy levels or receive regular sunlight exposure. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that vitamin D levels can remain elevated for weeks, even months, after supplementation stops, especially in individuals who have taken it consistently over time. Another study in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism confirmed that vitamin D has a long half-life, meaning your body continues to use stored amounts even after supplementation ends. This is one reason why cycling vitamin D3 supplements may be a smart strategy, particularly if you're taking higher daily doses like 5,000 IU or more, and you already get adequate sun exposure like 15 to 30 minutes of midday sunlight on bare skin a few times a week. When and how to cycle vitamin D3. If your blood test results show that your serum 25-hydroxyvitamin D levels, the standard marker for vitamin D status, are consistently above 50 nanograms per milliliter, it may be a good idea to adjust your supplementation routine to avoid excessive buildup. Here are a few smart strategies to consider. Take a short break from vitamin D supplementation, typically for 2 to 4 weeks, especially if your levels are well above the optimal range. Switch to a lower maintenance dose, such as 1,000 to 2,000 international units, 1,000 to 2,000 IU, of vitamin D3 per day, instead of continuing on a higher dose like 5,000 IU or more. Try alternate day dosing, taking your supplement every other day instead of daily. Research, including a study by Dr. Reinhold Vieth published in 2001, has shown that this approach can still maintain healthy vitamin D levels without daily intake. Important reminder, vitamin D needs vary from person to person. For example, someone who lives in a sunny climate and regularly spends time outdoors with skin exposed may need far less supplemental vitamin D3 than someone living in a northern climate, especially during the winter months when sun exposure is limited. What about magnesium? Should you cycle it too? Magnesium is a critical mineral involved in over 300 enzymatic reactions in the body, everything from energy production and muscle function to nerve transmission, sleep regulation, blood sugar balance, and mood support. For most healthy adults, magnesium supplementation is considered very safe, especially when taken in the right forms and at appropriate doses. A review published in Magnesium Research, Volpe, 2013, noted that forms like magnesium glycinate, magnesium citrate, and magnesium malate are well absorbed and generally well tolerated in the digestive system, making them safe for daily use. Magnesium glycinate, in particular, is known for its gentle effect on the stomach and low risk of diarrhea, which can occur with cheaper forms like magnesium oxide. Another study in Nutrients, 2020, emphasized that for individuals with healthy kidney function, daily magnesium supplementation poses no significant toxicity risk when doses are kept within the recommended range. Even in people with mild to moderate kidney impairment, magnesium supplementation may still be beneficial and safe, helping to reduce inflammation, improve cardiovascular function, and even lower mortality risk. However, in advanced stages of chronic kidney disease, magnesium should only be used under medical supervision due to the kidney's reduced ability to excrete excess magnesium. So, why not cycle it? Unlike fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin D, which are stored in body fat and can accumulate to excessive levels, many magnesium forms are water-soluble, meaning any excess is typically excreted through the urine, assuming normal kidney function. Also, magnesium is increasingly difficult to obtain in sufficient quantities from food alone, even with a healthy diet. Studies estimate that up to 50% of the population is deficient in magnesium, largely due to modern soil depletion, processed foods, and high-carb diets that increase magnesium excretion. Because of this, cycling magnesium, or stopping and starting supplementation, may actually be counterproductive. Many people who stop magnesium find their symptoms return: poor sleep, muscle cramps, headaches, anxiety, or blood sugar issues. A better approach than cycling. Rather than cycling off magnesium completely, a smarter strategy is to adjust the dosage based on your individual needs and diet quality. For example, if you eat a very clean, whole food diet rich in dark leafy greens, avocados, seeds, and nuts, and especially if you consume very low carbohydrates or none at all, which reduces magnesium loss, you might only need a low daily dose, like 200 milligrams per day, to stay within optimal range. But for most people, a full 300 to 400 milligrams daily is safe, beneficial, and necessary to support optimal health, especially during times of stress, physical activity, or poor sleep. Should you cycle vitamin K2? Vitamin K2, especially in the form of MK7, is often paired with D3 because it helps direct calcium into bones and away from arteries. Think of it as D3's safety partner. But do you need to cycle it? Here's where it gets interesting. K2 is also fat-soluble, but unlike D3, there's very little research showing toxicity from high intake, even long-term. In fact, most people are deficient in K2 because it's rare in modern diets. One study found that people in Japan who consume natto, a fermented soybean dish rich in K2, have much lower rates of arterial calcification and fractures. Cycling strategy for K2, generally safe for long-term use, especially at moderate doses, 90 to 200 mcg per day. You don't need to cycle it, but if you're pairing it with high-dose D3, consider taking breaks from both together. Warning signs. You may be overdoing your supplements. You might be thinking, well, I feel fine, so I'll just keep taking my supplements every day. And that's understandable. When something seems to be working, the instinct is to stick with it. But here's the thing. Supplement overload doesn't always show up in obvious ways, and it often creeps in slowly. Through subtle changes, you might not immediately connect to what you're taking. For instance, you might notice you're constantly tired or mentally foggy, even though you're taking magnesium, vitamin D, and all the right stuff. It's easy to blame stress or poor sleep, but sometimes your body is telling you it needs a break. Or maybe your stomach's been acting up, you're feeling bloated, nauseous, or even dealing with loose stools, and it turns out your magnesium dose is too high for your body to handle all at once. Magnesium is a great mineral, but in large doses or in poorly absorbed forms, it can irritate your gut. There's also the issue of imbalance. Taking high doses of vitamin D3 without enough vitamin K2 or magnesium can subtly shift your mineral balance. That can show up as tight muscles, stiffness, or even discomfort in your kidneys, symptoms people don't always link to supplements. Even your mood can be affected. If you're feeling unusually anxious or emotionally flat for no clear reason, it might not be just life. An overloaded or unbalanced supplement routine can disrupt how your brain and nervous system respond to stress and stimulation. So if any of this sounds familiar, it might be time to pause and reflect. You don't necessarily have to quit everything, but reducing the dose, simplifying your stack, or taking a short break could help your body reset and regain its natural rhythm. So to wrap it all up, while supplements like vitamin D3, magnesium, and K2 can be incredibly beneficial, more isn't always better, and not everyone needs to take them the same way. And please, before you make any changes to your supplement routine, consult with a qualified healthcare provider who understands your personal health history. Your body is unique, and your approach to health should be too. If you found this video helpful, give it a like, and subscribe to the channel for more honest, science-based health content like this. Thanks for watching and take care of yourself, inside and out.